In 6 years, they went from 7 being never to 75%. Now, you can't do that. You've got to make it very clear. How much did you make? Deduct 12.5, send it in. Period. That's it.
Next question is Misty from Farmington. This is an important one. She says, Glenn, how do we determine who are the progressives and who aren't? Because we need to know before the November elections.
This one is really, really simple. Are they for health care? Are they for cap and trade? Are they for bigger government or smaller government? Progressives, again, this is the way. Oops. This is the... We were buying really cheap chalk. This is like comedy chalk. This is like those birthday candles that you can't blow out. This is the scale. Okay? This is total government. This is anarchy. Okay? Our founders, when we first, in 1776, they put us here. And it was too close. The Articles of Confederation, it was too close to anarchy, and people started rising up, and the states didn't trust each other, and there wasn't enough government. So what they did is they came back in 1791, and they put us here, very close. By 1900, we were here, and we've been moving this direction. I think really only Ronald Reagan, and I should say Coolidge, moved us back this direction. But I don't think we've ever come close again to the halfway point. Now what we're arguing, people say this is nuts. This area here, this is all libertarian zone. And everybody says, oh, libertarianism, you can't do libertarianism, that's crazy. Yes, you can. You just need to be responsible. And you need to know we can't shut down the military and everything. You can't do that. It's taken us 100 years to create a government that is just about here. You can't just in one day create a vacuum on the entire planet and say, oh, we're moving it here. You can't. It'll collapse. Back in just a second.
How is it every night that you don't get blood shooting out of your eyes from listening to Pelosi?
I'm speechless. I think of 100 things to ask him a day, and now I've got a camera in front of me and an opportunity, and it's all gone. Can I just thank him for everything he's done?
I love you, Glenn. I love you. I want to work for you. Give me a job.
Greenwich, Connecticut. Glenn, what can we do as lay people to have a voice in the curriculum of history in our schools, starting down in elementary school, but certainly when you get to AP American history?
Now we were having a fair tax argument here, and so I didn't. Did you hear her question? What did she ask me?
I was too busy. I was just
the fair tax guy is coming out. Come, you want a piece of me?
Whoa. By piece, he means he's going to bring out security, and they're going to run.
Exactly right. All right, Stephen, next question.
All right, actually, I think we're going to a member of the audience right now. The lovely Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
Hi, Glenn.
How are you?
Claudia Nelson. Have no fear about the last name. As president for MomForAmerica.com, we're trying to fight the indoctrination of the school system on our children.
Yes.
We're very concerned about that. I was wondering, what is the #1 way you would advise us to go about that?
Oh, you're not going to like this answer. Homeschool. Are you a homeschooler? Or, yeah, you are? Yeah. I mean, what was nuts 25 years ago is essential today. The best thing you can do is try to convince your school district to go to original sources. Because once you go to original sources, there's no spin. Oh, really? Really? Tell me about these men. Because I just want to have their own words taught in school. What's your argument against that? Well, there's no context. Well, no, their own words will provide the context. That's what needs to happen. I'll tell you, I have sat with a group of college students that are from a university that only teaches original sources. These kids are off the charts smart. They can think in ways that I've never met other Americans that think this way. I mean, it is incredible. because they read the original sources and then say, okay, well, what does that really mean? Instead of having a textbook or a professor say, now, this is what it means. I don't care what the guy with the pipe says. You know, I don't care. Let me hear it from... I know what the people with the pipes will write about me. I know what the people at the New York Times and Time Magazine... I've had this conversation with my children 2 years ago. I knew what my life was going to be like when I started speaking out. And I talked to my kids and I said, please keep a diary. Because you need to be able to tell your children and the grandchildren who I really was. Because I know what history is going to say about me. Get to the original sources. Read the actual words of the people. Stephen.
Next question is from Heather. She's 16 years old in Texas. Glenn, do you think that we can get to the House and Senate to take my history exams? Could we get them to take the exams, rather?
No.
And I want to bet on their failure rate. Oh. They need to lesson more regularly.
Can I tell you something? This is one of the most amazing things I have ever seen. There are, since I've been in television and talking to people that, you know, you've seen on television for years that are the icons of television. And then also the people who are supposedly, you know, the leaders of our country. You push them on things like the economy, on the Federal Reserve, on history. You can see there ain't nothing there. That's one of the things that I loved about Bill O'Reilly. When we first went on the Bold Fresh tour, I was on a plane with him, and we sat there and talked, and I think everybody around us may have wanted to hang themselves because we just talked history back and forth, and that guy knows history, and that's what we need. And the people in Washington, no. They know how to position, they know how to read polls. Not all of them, but many of them know, you know, how to say the right things.
This one is from Robert from Bound Brook, New Jersey. Glenn, I've grown very attached to the We the People graphic that you've had for the last year. Before you auction off the original, would you consider making a few million poster-sized copies and offering them for sale to your regular listeners?
I would, only if we could make the proceeds, there's the poster there. I would, only if we could make the proceeds go to the 828 event. Which the originals of these, I painted the originals of these, and those are going to be auctioned off for the 828 event as well, which is the Restoring Honor in Washington, D.C. in August. And so I would put that up. We'll announce that on the show. We'll be right back in just a second. We're back. Ask Glenn Anything. It is, we get so much listener mail for questions, and we thought we would spend a night just asking those questions. So we have a studio audience here, and Stephen Crowder, Fox News contributor, is here with us. What's the next? Who has the next question?
Next one is Elaine, right here.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Glenn. How are you?
Good.
I just want you to know I brought my daughter over from the other side over a year ago.
From the dark side. Welcome.
Yes, from the dark side.
Thank you.
Good.
What I'd like to ask you is who are your favorite and who are your most favorite and least favorite presidents, and why?
Washington, because he was indispensable. People trusted him. He was a man of honor, and he served with honor. And I mean, I read the accounts of what he went through and how alone he felt at times. And I mean, the stories of George Washington, read the book, The Real George Washington. You will weep and you will love this man. Thomas Jefferson, because he was always searching for answers. I mean, brilliant man, and never rested on his answers. Never said, "This is it, absolutely." I mean, he later, after the French Revolution came back, he was for it, and then he went, "Oh boy, I was wrong on that one," and I respect that of him. Least favorite, Woodrow Wilson. Second least favorite, Woodrow Wilson.